Hi, my name is Angela Galloway and I am your instructor for 146 this semester, and I just wanted to send out a video just kind of to check up on you for this first week of our class. I usually try to send a video before class starts, but I didn't get to that this semester, so I want to make sure that you can kind of put a face to my name and that you feel welcome to the class and that you know that you can contact me anytime you have any questions. But since I'm sending out a little video, I want to go through some of the things on Blackboard and mylabsplus and just make sure you don't have any questions, or that you at least know how to navigate it. And then if you have any additional questions, you can always email me about those. So going to our Blackboard page, hopefully by now you know how to log into Blackboard. We have lots of things over here that you can click on. Some of them you may just look at the beginning of the semester, not really need again, but some you may need throughout the semester. If you have questions about the syllabus, anything in the class, you're going to go there to the syllabus and start here. You do need to complete the syllabus quiz. Most people have already done that, but if you haven't done it, make sure you do that. That's how I know that you are actively participating in the class. And if you don't complete it, then I will drop you as a no-show. So make sure you have completed that. If you have any questions, let me know on that one. Some of these other ones are mainly for students that it's their first time using or being in an online class. So if you've already been in an online class, you may not need all this stuff, but it's there just in case you feel like your computer isn't working correctly. These are some important dates for our college, and then this is our specific schedule for this semester. Of course, we don't have a book, so remember, you don't have to worry about getting anything from the bookstore unless you just want to get a paper copy of the book, but most students don't do that, so don't feel like you need to. And then the rest of this is really just more stuff that, you know, just particular to the college, not so much our class. Do remember that we have a proctored exam, so our final exam you will have to go to a proctored location and have your exam done there. So don't forget about that. But if you're a SCI CTC student, the sign-ups don't start till November 1st. So you have a little time then. I'll send out reminders when we get closer to it. But there are several proctored exam locations for SCI. If you're coming from another campus, then every campus does have a testing center. They all kind of have different dates and times that are available, so you would just need to figure that out when we get closer to the end of the semester. Here's my information. Of course, if you need any extra information, trying to contact me. Class notes and videos. This is where I put all the lecture notes that you would have in a typical lecture class for 146. And so these have already been filled out, so you can, you know, print them out and kind of read through them, use them kind of like reading through a book. These are the lecture videos that I've done in YouTube. And so these videos go over each chapter or section using those lecture notes, but then talking through them and working out the examples. Unfortunately, they're not in a great order right now, so you may have to, you know, kind of scan through to find which one you want. But we start out with chapter 16. That's the voting examples. But then I do have, if I have students ask questions about a certain homework problem or whatever, I'll usually upload that as a video, because if one student asks, there's probably several that are going to ask the same question. So those are all available to you in there. And that is what the lecture videos are. So you can kind of feel like you're in a lecture class, but still doing the online version of the class. So I try to make it as easy for you as possible to be successful in the course. The course schedule here, of course, because it's an online class, you know, this is just kind of suggested, but we do have due dates at the end of each unit, right? So the Unit 1 assignments, which is the voting and apportionment stuff, that's going to be due Sunday, September 8th. So you can work on stuff every day up till then. You can wait till September 8th at 8 a.m. to start working on them. You know, it's kind of up to you. But I would hope that you would pace yourself throughout the semester so you kind of know, all right, I've got these 2 weeks to work on those. I've got these 3 weeks to be working on Unit 2, etc. Okay, I also put on here time that you would be working on the 2 projects that we have, the mortgage project, which comes at the end of Unit 2, and then the stats project, which comes at the end of Unit 4. So one's right before midterm, one's right before fall break. I'll post those as we get closer to time. They're not like a huge project. It's not like you're presenting anything or doing lots of extra research or anything. It's really just a worksheet that you're going to be working on. With mortgages, you're picking out a house and you're going to, you know, figure out what your monthly payment's going to be, you know, those type of calculations. For the statistics project, you're just looking at some data, creating graphs, you know, like that. But it's just something that you will do outside of your MyLabs. So we'll talk more about that as it gets closer to time. All of these are study helps. If you're a SkyCTC student, we do have free tutoring on campus. So this kind of talks some about that. If you're having Blackboard issues, this one talks about Blackboard Help. And then mylabsplus help is just over the years or over the semesters, issues that students have had or I've had myself, what to do with those. So these are some of the common questions I get there. But if you're having some other issue that you can't figure out, you can click here and go straight to Pearson, and you can chat or email or call them and get some information about maybe if something's wrong with your account or what's not working with your computer, so you can do that. All right, so that's an option for you. And then the last thing is going to the mylabsplus login, which is probably what you'll be doing the most when you come to Blackboard, because that is where all our homework and tests will be, right? So when you click on that, you're going to see this setup here. Some of these items you won't see as a student, so don't worry about those. But I've got all the units kind of labeled so you know what you're working on. When you click on a unit, you'll see all the sections that are covered for that unit. So if you click on one of these, that will take you straight to the book. So if you do actually want to read through the book, you could click on those and, you know, maybe read it a little bit before you go into the homework. You know, some students like to read through the book. Some students maybe never use the book. They may just use my notes and lecture videos. So that's kind of up to you if you feel like you need additional examples or just someone else to explain it to you besides the way I explain it. Sometimes that's helpful. But here you can see kind of what the textbook would look like. If you have one of these little things, you can click on it and it's a lecture video that just comes with the book. So it's not my specific video, but it's one that they have. And then sometimes they have these you tried examples. So if you click on those, you can try a problem. So like this one that's talking about whatever here, if you click on it, you can work out one that's similar to the one they're talking about here. All right. So anything you work out in the book, though, you're not going to be graded for. That's not going to go in your homework grade. That's all just extra if you feel like you need the help for that. All right, we have this multimedia library here. Can be used anytime you want to look for videos or lectures on a certain topic. Again, these aren't the ones that I created. These are ones that would come straight from the book. So you can click on those, and if you know, like here we're in chapter 16 for the first unit, and for voting, all right, and then click all there. And now these are all the different things that you could look at for that section. Some sections may have more options, some may have less, but that's all the stuff you can look at that you would have found in the book, but you can find it all in one place here. Tools for Success usually give you some good like little formula sheets or calculator cards like here. It'll tell you some different things about using the calculator. Here's some math review, algebra review cards. So again, just it's called Tools for Success because it is supposed to be kind of just extra things that might help you with studying or with learning the material. This is your grade book. So the grade book for MyLabs is going to have all your homework and your test. When we do the projects, you'll submit them in Blackboard. So the original grade will be there, but I will then add it into your MyLabs grade so you can see everything on this grade book. And so as you're working through it, you can look here and see what your homework average is, what your test average is, and then when we get the projects, you'll have those on there too. Chapter contents is just the e-textbook. So if you know exactly what you want to look at, you can go straight to that chapter and section and work on it or read that there. You can print out copies or pages of the book if there's certain examples you like or whatever that you want to print out. You can do that. So you can kind of still have a paper copy of the book without having to buy the whole book. And then this last thing is the study plan. The study plan is all just extra. So if you don't want to do it, don't. But if you feel like you need some extra homework, maybe you did all the homework assignments, but you still feel like you need extra help on a topic, I would say go to all chapters here and then click whichever chapter you're working in and then whichever section, and then you can go through here, and if there's a certain one, like if you want more about the Boredom method, you can click on that and then it would give you some exercises just on that method. All right, so all of that is extra. Going back to Unit 1, you will click on Homework and Quizzes when you're ready. We don't have quizzes. That's kind of just how it's set up, how it is written. Ours would be like homework and test. So this is all that's due for Unit 1. All right, so we've got 3 sections of homework and then 1 test. So that's all you've got for Unit 1. Now it's not due till September 8th. You can see here when it's due. These are all Eastern time. That's how Blackboard is set up. So if you are in Bowling Green and we're on Central time, this would actually be 10:59. So just make sure that you're not waiting till the last minute because you really only have till 10:59, not 11:59. The tests are always 100 minutes is the time limit, and then it's got 2 attempts. So you have 2 attempts on all the tests. Only the best attempt will count. So you can do it just once and be done with it, or you can do it twice. Either way, just the best attempt is going to count for your overall grade. And then from there, instead of like toggling from here and all that, sometimes it can take you to a place that is stuff that's not assigned. I would always just go back to here, click on the unit, the homework and quizzes, and then you'll see, what's going to be for the next one. All right. Okay, so that was just a quick overview of Blackboard, MyLabs. If you have any questions, feel free to email me about that. When you're working on your homework, some of the options that you have for the help, one of them, it says Ask My Instructor. So if you're working on a problem that you're struggling with, if you click to Ask My Instructor, it will email me and it will send me the problem you're working on. And so that is helpful for me because then I can see exactly which problem you're struggling with and I can help you, from there instead of you having to try to describe the problem or whatever in an email. So that's the easiest way to send me a question if you don't understand one of the homework problems that you're working on. If you just have a general question that you want to ask me about the class, you can always just email me at angela.galloway@kctcs.edu. You can call me at 270-901-1084, or if you're in Bowling Green, you can always stop by my office. I'm in Building C, Room 10, so you can always stop by and see me during my office hours. Those are all listed in the syllabus and then also on the instructor tab in Blackboard. All right, so I'm looking forward to this semester and I'm glad that you're taking this class, and I hope that it's going to be as enjoyable as possible as a math class can be. So I look forward to hearing from you this semester. Thanks.